Our planet's 4.5 billion-year history is filled with wonders. Dinosaurs once roamed, landscapes transformed, and civilizations flourished and declined. Though these ancient cultures may have crumbled over time, traces of their existence still linger throughout the world. But have you ever wondered what these ancient sites looked like in their heyday? Join us on an extraordinary adventure as we uncover the secrets of these archaeological wonders and imagine what they used to look like. So grab your trowel and prepare to embark on a journey through time like no other. Number 15. Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu, a place that sounds like it belongs in a Pokemon game but is actually a captivating real-life destination. Located deep within the rugged landscapes of northwestern Cusco, Peru, Machu Picchu is believed to have served as a royal estate or a sacred sanctuary for the Inca leaders, whose civilization faced devastation at the hands of Spanish conquerors in the 16th century. Concealed from the world, Machu Picchu remained a secret known solely to the local peasants until the year 1911, when the American archaeologist Hiram Bingham stumbled upon its ruins. Spanning a distance of 5 miles, this remarkable site boasts an intricate network of more than 3,000 stone steps, seamlessly connecting its diverse levels. The impeccable craftsmanship displayed in the site's finely chiseled stonework, sprawling terraced fields, and advanced irrigation system stands as a testament to the Inca civilization's prowess in architecture, agriculture, and engineering. Notably, the central buildings serve as splendid examples of the Incas' mastery of a masonry technique where huge stone blocks were fitted together without mortar. Experts surmise that this architectural marvel was erected during the height of the Inca Empire's dominance over the western reaches of South America in the 15th and 16th centuries. As previously stated, it is widely believed to have served as a fancy palace complex for a ruler named Pachacuti Inca Yupanqui. During its illustrious past as a royal estate, Machu Picchu was a bustling abode, accommodating approximately 750 inhabitants, primarily serving as support staff. Today, Machu Picchu stands transformed, altered by the passage of time. Some of the buildings around the city have been rebuilt so that visitors can see what they looked like before. These rebuilt structures give us a better idea of what Machu Picchu was like in its prime. They let us imagine how amazing this place must have been when it was bustling with life. Number 14. Colossus of Rhodes. Step back in time to ancient days when the world beheld a marvel that inspired awe like no other, the legendary Colossus of Rhodes. The Colossus of Rhodes stood tall, a breathtaking 108-foot bronze figure of the Greek sun god Helios. This monumental masterpiece dominated the island of Rhodes, a captivating oasis located in the eastern Aegean Sea, approximately 11 miles west of the shores of Turkey and positioned between the Greek mainland and Cyprus. The people of Rhodes built the Colossus as a symbol of their victory over a powerful army that attacked their capital city. They wanted to celebrate their bravery and resilience. The sculptor responsible for this monumental task was named Chares of Lindus. It took him around 12 years until about 280 BCE to complete the statue. The cost was incredibly high, with around 300 talents spent on its construction. The outer shell was made of bronze sheets assembled on site, supported by iron struts inside. Some parts were even filled with stones to make the statue more stable. Once finished, the statue quickly became a must-see attraction for travelers of the time. However, fate dealt a cruel blow to the mighty Helios. In 228 or 226 BCE, an earthquake shook the very foundations of Rhodes, causing the Colossus to topple. Its fragments littered the docks, silently bearing witness to the passing centuries. In 654 CE, the island of Rhodes was conquered, this time by the Arabs. They took the remains of the Colossus as spoils of war, cutting it into smaller pieces. The bronze was then transported to Syria and sold. It is said that it took an astounding 900 camels to carry away all the bronze. Although the Colossus of Rhodes is now lost to history, we can still appreciate the incredible stories it left behind. Number 13. Pompeii. Volcanic eruptions, as we know, are nature's relentless architects of destruction. Nearly 2,000 years ago, in the summer of 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted. The volcano released smoke and toxic gas that reached a staggering distance of 20 miles in the air. This deadly mix soon reached the town of Pompeii, located on Italy's west coast along the Bay of Naples, south of present-day Naples. Within a short time, Pompeii and its 10,000 residents were covered in a thick layer of ash, seemingly disappearing overnight. Pompeii remained lost and forgotten until it was rediscovered in 1748. Today, visiting the ruins of Pompeii is like stepping into the past. The layers of ash that once buried the city turned out to be a blessing in disguise. They helped preserve the buildings, artwork, and even the shapes of bodies that decomposed and left cavities in the ash. Thanks to these unique circumstances, experts were able to uncover details that may not have survived in other ancient Roman sites. Based on the findings, scientists believe that Pompeii was a thriving town that attracted wealthy Romans looking for leisure and relaxation. The streets were well paved, with high sidewalks and stepping stones to keep pedestrians out of the muddy paths. People enjoyed soaking in public baths, watching exciting gladiator fights and chariot races at the amphitheater, and attending plays in the city's two theaters. Ironically, much of Pompeii's wealth came from the fertile volcanic soil, which made it a center for growing olives, grapes, and other crops. The wine produced in Pompeii was highly regarded and enjoyed in the finest houses of Rome. Today, the recovered city of Pompeii remains a popular tourist destination in Italy, captivating visitors with its remarkable glimpse into the past. Number 12. Coliseum. Let's move on to the amazing Coliseum in Rome. Have you ever watched the movie Gladiator? Well, the Coliseum is like the real-life version of that epic arena where gladiators squared off against each other, minus the cameras, of course. It is a huge amphitheater located east of the Roman Forum. In fact, it's the biggest one ever built in ancient Rome and is very famous. Emperor Vespasian, a member of the Flavia family, had a grand idea. He wanted to gift the Roman people a remarkable spectacle, and thus the Colosseum was born. It was constructed under his rule and later unveiled to the world by his son Titus in the year 80 AD. What you see today as the Roman Colosseum is merely a shadow of its former glory. The monumental amphitheater had the capacity to hold 70,000 spectators. The seating arrangement was designed to ensure that every person, regardless of where they sat, had a perfect view of the enthralling spectacles unfolding before their eyes. Interestingly, entry to the Colosseum was free for Roman citizens. However, seating was divided based on social status. Similar to modern-day theaters, the highest tiers were designated for the common folk, with separate sections for men and women. As one moved closer to the arena, social status rose accordingly. The front row was reserved for esteemed individuals such as senators, vestals, priests, and of course, the emperor himself. For 4 centuries, the Colosseum remained a hub of excitement, hosting gladiatorial combats and other grand spectacles. However, as the Western Roman Empire faced challenges and public preferences shifted, the era of extravagant shows came to a close by the 6th century AD. Although the ravages of time have claimed 2/3 of the original Colosseum, its enduring spirit lingers on. Today, it continues to captivate visitors from around the globe, inviting them to step back in time and marvel at the remnants of an ancient world filled with bravery, drama, and larger-than-life tales. Number 11. Golden House. Deep beneath the busy streets of Rome, there's a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. It's called the Domus Aurea, or Golden House, and it was constructed during the reign of Nero, the 5th Roman emperor. Stretching across Palatine Hill, traversing a valley and ascending Esquiline Hill, the Golden House spanned an astonishing 50 hectares in the heart of the city. It had a private bath complex and even an artificial lake. Inside the Golden House, you would have found an incredible display of luxury. There were around 300 rooms, some of which were covered in gold and decorated with fancy materials like mother-of-pearl, precious gems, and ivory. The floors were made of colorful mosaics and smooth marble, and the walls and ceilings were painted with beautiful pictures. They even used special devices to spread nice-smelling perfumes. One of the most amazing things about the Golden House was a gigantic statue of Nero. It stood over 120 feet tall and was made of shiny golden bronze. It must have been a sight to behold. Unfortunately, Nero's life came to an end in 68 AD, before the palace was completed. After his death, subsequent emperors, known as the Flavians, destroyed the Golden House. Some parts of it were repurposed for other buildings, including the renowned Coliseum. Number 10. Chichen Itza. Let's travel to south-central Yucatan State, Mexico, where the ruins of Chichen Itza await our exploration. This ancient Maya city, spread across a vast area of 4 square miles, holds secrets from over 1,500 years ago. It was a religious, military, political, and trade center bustling with around 35,000 people at its peak. Chichen Itza's beginnings are uncertain. Some sources claim it was established in the early 400 AD, while others suggest a slightly later start in the mid-5th century. What we do know is that the allure of the region's abundant water sources, provided by caves and sinkholes known as cenotes, likely drew the first settlers to this remarkable place. Amidst the rugged terrain, Chichen Itza emerged, transforming the landscape to accommodate grand structures, including one popularly known as El Castillo. This majestic pyramid rises nearly 80 feet above the main plaza. Its 4 sides boast an impressive 91 steps each, amounting to a remarkable total of 365, including the upper platform. This architectural marvel was built atop a cenote, and at its summit, a deep pit awaits, believed to hold great significance. In times of drought, the Mayan people resorted to desperate measures, as legend tells of sacrificing an unfortunate soul by casting them into the pit in hopes of appeasing the gods and bringing forth much-needed rain. Over time, Chichen Itza was abandoned and engulfed by the jungle. The reasons for the desertion remain a mystery, but factors like droughts, depleted soils, and the ambitions of the ruling elite may have played a part. While the arrival of Christopher Columbus and European colonialists is often associated with the decline of the Mayan civilization, Chichen Itza had already lost its importance by then. Today, Chichen Itza is open to the public every day of the year, welcoming a minimum of 3,500 tourists per day. During the busy season, that number can reach as high as 8,000 visitors each day. It's no wonder this ancient city draws such a large crowd, with its fascinating history and incredible structures. Number 9. Rathcrogan Mound. Take a closer look at the seemingly ordinary mound before you. Don't be fooled by its plain appearance, for this mound is part of a complex of archaeological sites called Rathcrogan. Located near Tulsk in County Roscommon, Ireland, Rathcrogan holds great significance as the sacred capital of Connaught, and is believed to be the birthplace of the famous festival of Samhain, which is popularly known as Halloween. Within this remarkable site, you'll discover various archaeological wonders. There are burial mounds, ring forts, temple sites, and even what is believed to be a gateway to the other world, often referred to as Ireland's Gate to Hell. The Rathcrogan Mound specifically dates back to the Iron Age and is thought to have been used for important ceremonies. Although it hasn't been excavated, modern techniques like magnetic gradiometry have revealed intriguing features hidden within. Surveys have shown pits, ditches, and a trapezoid-shaped path leading to the mound. Additionally, there are indications of a double circle of pits, hinting at the presence of a large wooden structure on top of the mound, possibly surrounded by protective walls. Number 8. The Great Pyramid of Giza. If you have never heard of the Great Pyramid of Giza, then you have probably been living under a rock. The Great Pyramid was constructed approximately 4,500 years ago as a grand tomb for the pharaoh Khufu. Today, it has become a global hotspot for tourists, drawing countless visitors from around the globe. But let's not forget, its path to fame wasn't always smooth. When the Great Pyramid was first constructed, it soared to a height of 146.5 meters. Over time, erosion took its toll, slightly reducing its stature to the current 137 meters. Apart from this, it used to look different too, not all rough and jagged like it does today. Beyond its sheer size and captivating shape, it was said to be adorned with a sparkling layer of limestone blocks, adding an extra touch of grandeur. These dazzling blocks were obtained from the Tura quarries located southeast of Giza, just across the Nile. The ancient Egyptians then embarked on an extraordinary feat, transporting these massive blocks across the river to Giza and precisely arranging them in place. Only after the blocks were securely positioned did skilled craftsmen unleash their talents, smoothing and polishing the surface until it radiated a brilliant white in the sunlight. Can you imagine the stunning effect it must have had? Sadly, as time went by, the fate of the pyramids took an unexpected turn. Throughout the millennia, various individuals stripped away the precious white limestone to use in the construction of other buildings. The once resplendent pyramid lost its radiant exterior, but its legacy remains. Number 7. Takkasra. This massive archway you are looking at is called the Takkasra. It is located approximately 30 kilometers south of Baghdad, the capital city. Standing tall at a remarkable height of 37 meters and stretching an impressive length of 48 meters, the Takkasra proudly holds the title of the world's largest arch made entirely of bricks. But why does it stand alone? Let's take a look at its intriguing past. Back in the year 540 AD, during the lengthy wars between the Persian Sassanid dynasty and the Byzantine Empire, the construction of the Takkasra began. It was an integral part of a grand palace complex that had been developing for 3 centuries. To give you an idea of how luxurious this palace was, it was adorned with exquisite marble, stunning glass mosaics, and lavish carpets. Eventually, the Arab conquerors took control of the region, and the Takkasra transformed into a mosque for a period of time. However, as the years passed, the area was gradually abandoned, and the once majestic palace fell into ruins. The bricks of this ancient structure found a new purpose when they were used to build the Taj Palace in Baghdad during the early 10th century. Today, the Takkasra has undergone various restoration efforts to revive its former glory. Dedicated individuals have worked diligently to rebuild sections that had collapsed due to dampness, allowing us to witness its splendor once more. Number 6. Old Sarum. Old Sarum, which is a place that might sound like the secret hideout of a medieval sorcerer straight out of a fantasy movie. But hold your horses. This historical gem is not some mere illusion. It's an actual archaeological site in Salisbury, England. Just like the Rathcrogan Mound we previously talked about, Old Sarum may seem, at first glance, like an unremarkable circular mound of earth. But don't let its unassuming appearance fool you. This spot was once an Iron Age hill fort, a majestic royal castle, and even a cathedral. Situated just a couple of miles north of the city center, this is where the captivating history of Salisbury began. Romans, Saxons, and Normans all left their marks on the area before the city of Salisbury was established in the 13th century. Believe it or not, Old Sarum has been around since 3000 BC. However, the mighty hill fort we see today was constructed around 400 BC. At the time, it was a strong structure made of earth, with walls for protection and a raised inner area. Once the Romans conquered the Britons in the 1st century CE, they swooped in and occupied the hill fort, cleverly naming it Sorviodunum. While we don't have much information about the Roman era, some experts suggest they built a military fort within the earthworks, with a civilian settlement flourishing just beyond its boundaries. After the Romans left, the Saxons took the stage, but they didn't pay much attention to Old Sarum until the looming threat of Viking invasion in the 9th century jolted King Alfred into action. He saw the need to reinforce the fortifications. For a while, a vibrant settlement thrived within its protective walls, until unfortunate circumstances unfolded. The Danish sacked the city in the 11th century, and its inhabitants had no choice but to abandon it. But wait, the tale doesn't end there. The Normans arrived on the scene, and in 1070 they constructed a grand medieval castle, turning Old Sarum into the bustling administrative center of the region. It held its prestigious status for 200 years until a new cathedral was built several miles south. As fate would have it, the settlement around the new cathedral grew and evolved into the splendid modern city of Salisbury. As time marched on, the inhabitants of the new city gradually dismantled the remnants of Old Sarum, repurposing the materials to construct magnificent structures like Salisbury Cathedral. By 1322, Old Sarum had been entirely demolished. Today, Old Sarum may not have many standing buildings, but its earthworks are still fascinating to explore. English Heritage takes care of this special place and welcomes visitors to explore it. Number 5. Hadrian Wall. We all know about former President Donald Trump's famous wall, which was built between Mexico and the United States to prevent illegal immigration. Well, Donald Trump wasn't the only one who had a thing for building walls. Back in 122 AD, the Roman Emperor Hadrian decided to do the same thing. Feeling a tad threatened, he commanded the Roman army to construct a colossal wall to separate Britannia from the wild and untamed lands up north. And voila, Hadrian's Wall was born, a jaw-dropping architectural wonder of the ancient world. Let's talk numbers. This magnificent wall stretched a whopping 80 miles, starting from the Irish Sea in the west and reaching all the way to the North Sea in the east. It was like a giant shield protecting Britannia from any unwanted visitors. But hey, it wasn't just a plain old wall. Oh no! Emperor Hadrian had a grand plan in mind. He added defensive landscaping and a network of forts to the mix, creating a formidable frontier. Let's zoom in on the stone wall itself. Time may have weathered its surface, but believe it or not, the wall reached heights of up to 15 feet. Its width varied between 6 and 10 feet, giving it an imposing presence. As if that wasn't enough, deep ditches and mounds ran alongside the wall, creating a challenging obstacle course for anyone daring to cross the border without permission. Talk about a serious deterrent. Of course, for those with the right papers, well-guarded gates provided authorized crossings. They weren't taking any chances. Now, let's fast forward to the present. The Romans may be long gone, but Hadrian's Wall is still standing tall, making its mark as one of the most famous structures in the United Kingdom. It's like a living testament to the incredible engineering skills of the ancient world. So, if you find yourself wandering through the breathtaking landscapes of the United Kingdom, make sure to pay a visit to this remarkable piece of history. Number 4. The Parthenon. There are various famous archaeological sites in Greece, and one of them is the Parthenon. It was built on the Acropolis of Athens between 447 and 438 CE. It was part of a spectacular building program by an Athenian statesman named Pericles. Inside this grand temple, a colossal statue of Athena, the city's patron goddess, once stood. Now hold your breath, because this statue was no ordinary work of art. It was made of dazzling gold and ivory, a creation by the renowned sculptor Phidias. Unfortunately, we can only imagine its splendor today, as it no longer exists within the temple. Now let's talk about the Parthenon itself. Originally, it was adorned with marvelous marble sculptures, depicting scenes from Athenian cults and mythology. Imagine walking among these breathtaking works of art. Over time, the building went through some changes, but it managed to hold its ground until the 17th century. But wait, here comes the plot twist. The early Christians got their hands on the temple and transformed it into a church. They even added an apse at the east end. It was during this time that sculptures representing the birth of Athena were removed from the center of the east pediment. Talk about a makeover. Then came the Ottoman Turks, conquering Athens in the 15th century. And what did they do? They turned the Parthenon into a mosque. Who would have guessed? But fate had more in store for this remarkable structure. In 1687, during the Venetian siege of the Acropolis, an explosive surprise awaited. The defending Turks were using the Parthenon as a storage facility for gunpowder. The Venetian bombardment ended up igniting the gunpowder, causing a massive explosion that shattered the heart of the building. The roof and parts of the walls were no match for the fireworks. But wait, there's more to this tumultuous tale. The Venetians managed to capture the Acropolis, but in their attempt to remove some sculptures from the temple, disaster struck again. The lifting tackle gave way, and the sculptures came crashing down, meeting a tragic fate of shattered pieces. Despite all the hardships it faced, the Parthenon rose above the challenges. It endured earthquakes, fires, wars, explosions, and even looting throughout the ages. Though weathered and worn, it stands today as a resilient symbol of ancient Greece and Athenian culture. Today, it's an icon recognized worldwide, captivating the hearts and minds of all who behold it. Number 3. Tikal. Hidden within the lush Guatemalan jungle lies the fascinating ruins of Tikal. In its prime, Tikal reigned supreme as one of the most influential Maya cities, flexing its political, economic, and military muscles. Through their ingenious agricultural practices, the Maya sustained a bustling population that soared to an incredible 90,000 people. Apart from the people, There were also thousands of structures spread across a large area. But amidst all of these, one structure stood tall and proud, and it is known as Tikal Temple II. This temple, which is a stepped pyramid, served as the tomb of Lady Kalajun Unen Mo, the wife of the Mayan king, Jasau Chan Kawilsfarn, who ruled from 682 to 734 AD. This temple was really tall, reaching about 125 feet. It used to be even taller, around 138 feet, many centuries ago. Time has no doubt weathered its ancient walls, yet the remarkable preservation unveils secrets. Today, you can still find intricate carvings which adorn the temple's shrine, revealing the chilling scene of a captive bound between two poles, ready to face sacrifice by arrow or spear. These vivid details remind us of the intensity and rituals of ancient civilizations. People also believe that the temple was once painted red. The Mayans loved the color red, so they painted their structures to make them look vibrant and beautiful. Alas, like all great empires, Tikal met its inevitable fate. The collapse of this once mighty city began at the end of the 9th century, and we're not exactly sure why. Some think it could have been because of wars, rebellions, diseases, natural disasters, or even a long period of drought. The Maya relied on rain for their crops, so if they didn't get enough water, it could have caused problems. But don't worry, you can still visit Tikal today and see its amazing ruins. It's like stepping into a time machine and discovering the wonders of an ancient civilization. Number 2. Petra. If you have seen the adventure movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, then you might recognize the ancient Jordan city of Petra because some thrilling scenes were filmed there. Well, let's uncover the fascinating story behind this real-life treasure. Petra was built in the 3rd century BC by a group of super-skilled builders called the Nabateans. These folks were true masters of construction, with skills ranging from engineering to refining metals. But what makes Petra truly extraordinary is how they carved magnificent palaces, temples, tombs, and even stables right into vibrant sandstone cliffs. Talk about impressive craftsmanship. Located amidst rugged desert canyons and majestic mountains in Jordan, Petra was once a bustling trading center and the capital of the Nabatean Empire. The Nabateans ruled the trade routes between Damascus and Arabia, collecting taxes from caravans traveling between Damascus and Arabia. You can say they had quite the entrepreneurial spirit. Sadly, Petra's glory days came to an end with an earthquake in 555 AD. The city remained hidden from the Western world for centuries, waiting patiently to be rediscovered. It wasn't until the early 19th century an intrepid European traveler stumbled upon this forgotten gem. Decades later, in 1985, the Petra Archaeological Park was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognizing its immense cultural value. And if that's not enough, in 2007, Petra was named one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Talk about a well-deserved accolade for this mesmerizing ancient city. Nowadays, exploring Petra is like embarking on a thrilling treasure hunt. Many of its astonishing structures have survived the test of time, creating a real-life playground for history enthusiasts. As you wander along the various hiking trails, you'll be awestruck by the architectural surprises that await you at every turn. Number 1. Mycenae. What you are looking at is the ancient city of Mycenae, which is located in Peloponnese, Greece, and it is a place where myths and real history blend together, creating a fascinating story. The true origins of Mycenae may be shrouded in mystery, but one thing is for sure, it's been around for thousands of years. According to legend, this legendary city was the home of King Agamemnon, son of the mighty Atreus. However, it was said to be founded by Perseus, a hero born to a princess and a god. Well, according to archaeological findings, Mycenae first saw settlement during the Neolithic period, but it truly flourished during the Late Bronze Age around 1600 BC, when an advanced culture known as Mycenaean civilization took center stage. According to history, the Mycenaeans were fierce warriors. Speaking of the city itself, it was a sight to behold. It consisted of a fortified citadel standing tall on the slopes of a hill overlooking the Argos Valley. The citadel was protected by walls so tall they could make giants jealous. These mighty walls, built with enormous stones, were no ordinary feat of engineering. They were so impressive that they were nicknamed Cyclopean walls. The entrance to this stronghold is known as Lion Gate, as there are two female lions carved on the stone above the gate. Inside, the citadel had bustled with life. There were houses, cisterns, public buildings, and storehouses scattered throughout. And perched atop the town was the Acropolis, the pinnacle where the king would reside. But that's not all. Nearby, you would find the treasury of Atreus, an impressive tomb with a unique design. Although it had been looted long ago, it still stands as a testament to the past. Next to the citadel also lies the Archaeological Museum, a treasure trove of valuable artifacts excavated from Mycenae. Today, the city is one of the most important archaeological sites in Greece. We hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one.